What is rental arbitrage? You've heard about rental arbitrage and starting an Airbnb business without owning any property, but today I'm going to tell you exactly what rental arbitrage is and then how you can get started with your own Airbnb business without owning any real estate. And if you stay till the very end, I'm going to give you a checklist that I use to set up each and every new Airbnb that I set up. So watch till the very end. All right, so what is rental arbitrage? Rental arbitrage is very simply you finding a piece of property and leasing it with the express written consent to sublease that property, either short-term, mid-term, or long-term. That's it. And the great part about rental arbitrage is your landlord is going to be responsible for supplying the appliances, for maintenance on the appliances, maintenance on the air conditioning, and any plumbing issues that you have. And also, they're going to typically pay utilities like water and sewer, and also real estate taxes, the biggest killer to owning real estate. Now, there are some downsides to it. The first thing is you don't get the appreciation of owning real estate. But the other benefits I just mentioned, I think far outweigh that risk. So I'd like to take a moment here and have you comment. What do you think about rental arbitrage, and what are your specific questions or obstacles for you getting started today in your own rental arbitrage Airbnb business? So the next question would be, how do you get started? How do you approach a landlord and get into rental arbitrage? You might be thinking, well, God, no landlord's going to do that. I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. Well, here's how I do it. We're actually standing in one of my Airbnb units that I don't own. I ended up renting an entire floor in an apartment building. And this is where I would start. Start with a large complex, a corporate-owned entity. Maybe the owners are even out of town, like the case in this building. They understand subleasing, and they also understand that they have multiple units that are vacant. This helps them offset their fixed costs, like their mortgage and the real estate taxes. Why wouldn't they love to have 1, 2, 5, 10 units leased in their complex by a corporation or an entity that has a business? So it's very simple. Find a location that is for lease and then go look at the property. Don't mention rental arbitrage. Don't mention your business. Look at the property. Look at the facilities and make sure that it's a right fit for you. And then once you do that, I wouldn't even mention that you want to rent the place. Just say, I'm going to go talk with my partner and I'll get back to you tomorrow. And that's it. So then you go do your research. Go to a site called airdna.co. Enter in the address, the number of bedrooms, the number of bathrooms, and the number of occupants, and see what you can expect as far as rental income. AirDNA compiles historical data from VRBO and Airbnb, and it'll tell you the annual revenue that you can expect, the average daily rate, and the percentage occupancy. So that way you'll know exactly what to expect if you choose to rent this property and sublease it on Airbnb. If you guys are liking this content so far, please subscribe to this channel. All right, so step 2. Once you've realized that this is in fact a piece of property that you would like to invest and open and start your business in, you've done the due diligence, you've looked at other listings on Airbnb and VRBO, and you've decided that yes, this will make financial sense for me, then go ahead and call the landlord and just tell them you're interested in renting the place and you have corporate leases and you would like the ability to sublease this property. When they're corporate owners, they usually have no problem with that. You've already set the hook for them, you're interested, they probably have multiple units for lease, so I doubt if they will have a problem with this as long as the city and the HOA allows it. So that's step 2. Okay, so step 3, once you have that lease in place with the express written consent to sublease, go ahead and furnish the property. And then it's a matter of just setting up your listing on Airbnb and VRBO, taking great photos, describing the property perfectly. The last thing you want is to have a guest check in and be surprised about something that was omitted in the list, especially when it's bad. So describe everything you possibly can that's negative about the property. And I always like to underpromise and overdeliver. That's the key to building a strong, substantial, long-term Airbnb business. Go above and beyond, deliver more than is expected. All right, so you guys have stayed till the end. I promised you that I would give you a free gift, my startup checklist for Airbnb. This list goes through exactly what I buy to set up each and every Airbnb. And the reason I use a checklist is because inevitably I'm gonna forget something if I'm just trying to do it by memory. If you like this video, then you're gonna love the other videos that I've done on Airbnb for beginners, Airbnb tips and tricks, and other things that will help you grow and build your Airbnb business.